Most people miss what actually makes a ready-made offer worth selling. They look at the sales page, they see the income screenshots, they notice how many people are promoting it, and they assume that means it works. By the end of this video, you'll have a 4-part evaluation filter that lets you disqualify bad offers before you waste a single hour on them. The problem isn't ready-made offers as a model. The problem is that most people never learn how to evaluate them properly. They skip the filter entirely. They promote whatever looks popular. Here is how to use this in real life, in 15 minutes, on any offer you're considering. Step 1. Write the offer promise in one sentence, the exact before and after. If you cannot write it, it fails. Step 2. Find 3 buyer-proof points that are not from affiliates, 1 detailed written result, 1 video or long-form comment, and 1 discussion thread where buyers explain what changed. If you cannot find that level of specificity, it fails. Step 3. Map the structure in 1 minute. Who controls price, who controls the checkout, and who owns the customer list. If you do not control at least 2 of those, you are accepting structural risk. Step 4. Answer 5 buyer questions out loud without reading. Who it is for, what they get, how long it takes, what happens if they get stuck, and why this model is not a pyramid. If you cannot answer cleanly, you are not ready to sell it. The first filter is clear transformation. A ready-made offer is only worth selling if it defines a specific before and after, not a vague promise of improvement. When you evaluate any ready-made offer, ask yourself 3 questions. Who is this for? Exactly. What problem are they experiencing before they buy? And what measurable state are they in after completing it? If the outcome is vague or open-ended, disqualify the offer. If it promises learning instead of change, disqualify the offer. If you cannot explain the result in 1 sentence, disqualify the offer. The second filter is real validation. Real validation looks different. It comes from confirmed buyers, not just affiliates. It comes from feedback that describes specific results, not generic praise. It comes from outcomes that align with the promise the offer makes. When you evaluate any ready-made offer, look for confirmed buyers who are not affiliates. Look for feedback that describes specific results rather than emotional reactions. Look for outcomes that actually align with what the sales page promises. Red flags include revenue screenshots without buyer context. They include identical testimonials with no detail. They include popularity metrics without evidence of completion or results. If an offer has thousands of affiliates, but you cannot find a single detailed case study from an actual buyer, that is a warning sign. Now, before we move on, if you're stuck in a 9-to-5 and would like to build your first digital income stream, I've made a free training that shows you the simplest way to start without needing a product, experience, or tech skills. My masterclass will give you the clarity, the roadmap, and the confidence to build a real income stream instead of wasting another month trying to piece everything together alone. The link is in the description below. The third filter is structural integrity. Structure determines whether your income is stable or fragile. There are 2 primary models for ready-made offers: affiliate models and master resale rights models, and the difference determines your entire risk profile. In an affiliate model, you promote someone else's product and earn a commission when someone buys through your link. That sounds simple, but consider what you actually control. You don't control the price, the product owner sets it. You don't control the commission rate, the product owner sets it. You don't own the customer relationship. The buyer becomes their customer, not yours. And your income can disappear overnight if the product owner changes the terms, shuts down the program, or decides to reduce commissions. Master resale rights models work differently. When you purchase a product with resale rights, you own the ability to sell it. You control the price. You own the customer relationship. You keep the full revenue. No commission splits, no dependency on someone else's decisions, no risk of waking up to find your income structure changed without your consent. When you evaluate any ready-made offer, ask yourself 3 questions about structure. Who controls the price? Who owns the customer relationship? And can your income disappear due to policy changes or commission adjustments? Legacy Builders represents the structural model that passes this filter. It is validated demand. It operates on a master resale rights structure. There are no commission splits. The seller controls execution and positioning entirely. The 4th filter is seller alignment. Alignment means you can explain the offer without exaggeration. It means you'd recommend it the same way you recommend a tool you actually use. It means you can answer basic buyer questions confidently without checking a FAQ or reading from a script. When you evaluate any ready-made offer, ask yourself 3 questions about alignment. Can you explain this offer without exaggeration? Would you recommend it the same way you recommend something you genuinely use? And can you answer basic buyer questions confidently? Disqualify the offer if you feel the need to soften or overstate claims. Disqualify it if you'd hesitate to recommend it to a friend. Disqualify it if you rely on scripts instead of understanding. Most of the common objections people raise about ready-made offers are actually diagnostic signals. They reveal poor offer selection, not flaws in the model itself. When someone says the market is saturated, that concern usually comes from offers with no differentiation. If everyone is selling the exact same thing with the exact same positioning, saturation becomes a real problem. But if the offer allows you to control positioning, pricing, and messaging, saturation concerns do not apply the same way. When someone worries about pyramid scheme dynamics, that fear usually comes from recruitment-first structures, where the only way to make money is by recruiting other sellers. But in a properly structured master resale rights model, you're selling a product to end users who want the transformation, not recruiting people into a chain. When someone worries about brand dilution, that concern usually comes from offers with no ownership or positioning control. If you're just another affiliate promoting the same sales page as everyone else, your brand disappears into the noise. But if you own the transaction and control how you present the offer, brand dilution becomes a choice, not an inevitability. The question to ask yourself is simple. Does this objection apply to the category as a whole, or does it apply to this specific offer? Most objections that seem like category problems are actually selection problems. They disappear when you choose the right offer. Most failures with ready-made offers come from skipping evaluation, not from the model itself. People see an opportunity, they get excited about the income potential, and they start promoting before they ever ask whether the offer passes basic filters. The four-part filter works like this. First, clear transformation. The offer must define a specific before and after that you can explain in one sentence. Second, real validation. The offer must have confirmed buyer results, not just affiliate revenue or generic testimonials. Third, structural integrity. The offer must give you control over pricing, customer relationships, and revenue without dependency on someone else's decisions. Fourth, seller alignment. You must be able to represent the offer honestly, without exaggeration or discomfort. If an offer fails any one of these filters, disqualify it. Do not convince yourself that the other filters compensate. Do not tell yourself you will figure it out later. The filter exists to protect your time, your credibility, and your long-term results. Legacy Builders is a clean example of what passing looks like. It has a clear transformation from confusion to a working business model, real validation from actual buyers who completed the program and got results, a master resale rights structure that keeps pricing, customers, and revenue in your control, and an offer you can represent honestly without exaggeration. Once you know how to choose the right offer, the next challenge is selling without an audience. Most people assume you need followers, subscribers, or a big email list before you can generate sales. The next video will show you how alignment and clarity make that possible, even when you're starting from zero.